Alright, I am done doing what I was doing. Who is ready to talk about some Elden Ring? Hello, everybody. How's it going? Hope you boys and girls are ready to talk about some Elden Ring, because god damn it, I'm hyped as shit. We are 9 days away, boys. 9 days. That is no time at all. By the time 9 days goes by, shit, it'll feel like no time at all. You know, we got the new screenshot of the Confessor today. I didn't realize that the Confessor class was going to be that dude that they've shown in screenshots before. With the black cloak on. But after seeing that, starting with a broadsword and some armor that looks that edgy, it's kind of making me want to start as that class, I'm not gonna lie. I do plan on doing the intelligence route for my first playthrough. So Confessor is the exact opposite of what class I should start as, but damn, that armor's clean. Probably gonna end up going Astrologer, though. Astrologer looks not super great, like in terms of the design, but oh man, the stats, that's the kind of stats I'm gonna want. Very low vigor, though. Very low vigor. We're gonna have to bump vigor early. But, good news is, Kitao, in an interview, if y'all didn't know this, a few days ago, he actually said that they decided to move the equip load stat over to endurance, so it's no longer tied to your strength, which I am praising them for that, because I think having equip load or your equip burden, whatever you want to call it, tied to strength was a terrible idea. It would make strength so much more overpowered than dexterity. And, I mean, I get it, though, because strength weapons are heavy, and they need a little bit of extra vitality, you know, normally to be able to carry all the weapons that they're going to use, and not fat roll. But at the same time, I do feel like having strength be that important of a stat would just make every single build in the game some type of quality or strength build. So the fact that they're moving that to endurance now, like Dark Souls 1, is a very good thing. So don't have to worry about leveling strength anymore. But since I do plan to go intelligence first, I'm probably what I'm gonna aim to do is probably get my strength and dex to like 18-ish, and then start leveling nothing but intelligence for the rest of the game. Because in every single Souls game, there has been a strength requirement of 16 or 18 to wield the Moonlight Greatsword. And since we know the Moonlight Greatsword is in the game, I want to get my hands on that as soon as possible. And I want to make sure I can wield it the moment I get it. So, probably going to take dex and strength to 18 just so I can play around with some of the smaller weapons, make sure I have the stats for that, and I want to get that Moonlight Greatsword. But then after that, it's all vigor, mind, and intelligence. We're going to be pure caster, at least in the open world. I feel like being a caster is almost going to be somewhat necessary in this open world setting. Maybe not necessarily a caster, but you're going to want some kind of ranged combat for the open world, because, you know, hunting animals would be easier. Certain enemies will be cheesable from a distance, or maybe you could peg some dudes with sleep arrows or something, you know, take them out stealthily before you go after a very large group of enemies. So some kind of ranged combat's going to be necessary no matter what your build. Frostburnt said, the whole equip load being tied to endurance is likely false information, considering only one outlet cited that, and it literally no one else. I mean, it was an interview with Kitao that it was cited from. So unless you're saying the man himself is lying, I don't think it's false information at all. Yeah, you are correct though. Not even Vati or anyone who got the early access 6-hour preview said anything about it, so it is 100% possible that it is false, but I don't know. I hope it's not false. I hope it's not false. I really hope that it is indeed tied to endurance, because oh man, that will make strength builds so overpowered, especially with the return of passive poise on armor. So I don't know. What do you think about it, Burnt? Do you think they should keep it on strength, or do you think they should put it on endurance? I'd like to hear someone else's opinion. I'm sure either way, it's going to be perfectly fine, but I don't know. I'm literally planning to sit here for about an hour, maybe an hour or two. I haven't decided how long yet. It's kind of dependent on you guys, so if you have anything you want to talk about, just mention it in the chat down below or over to the side, depending on which platform you're on. Hit me up, because I don't have any topics planned out for this. This is a spur-of-the-moment thing I decided to do. So I'm literally going to be sitting here rambling, unless you guys bring something up in the chat. So hit me up. What's up? Let's talk Elden Ring. One other starting class... English. What other starting classes look very good? You know, I think if you're going to be a melee-focused character, whether you're planning to go strength or dex, I feel like the samurai class is looking pretty damn good. Not only do you start with a katana, which katanas have always been a staple weapon of the franchise. They're easy to use, do good damage, and generally have bleed on them, so you can't go wrong with a katana. Not only that, but the class starts with a long bow. So starting out, you're going to have not only a very good melee option, but you're going to have a very good ranged option as well. So samurai is looking very good. Not only that, but I would assume the samurai armor is fairly good. It's hard to say at this point, but I would assume it would be one of the better starting armors. Maybe not as good as the Vagabonds, but it's hard to say right now. Not only that, the Samurai does start with a very shitty shield, so, you're gonna want to replace that shield immediately. It's basically useless unless you plan to parry. Oh, okay, let's see. Frostburnt said, in my opinion, it should be kept on strength because that would give strength builds identity. And I say this because if it were tied to endurance, then it would make light armor pointless, and literally every build would use heavy armor as a result. And we would have a Dark Souls 1 fast-rolling Havel situation. I get that. The only argument I could bring to your point is, since backstabs have been significantly nerfed, having fast-rolling Havels wouldn't be nearly as much of a problem. I'm not saying that it wouldn't happen, because I think it would happen 100%. But since we don't have to worry about those instant backstabs or parry spam, well, parry spam will still be a thing, but instant backstabs for sure. We don't have to worry about getting those nearly as bad. So having passive poise on a lot of builds wouldn't really matter as much. But I do feel like having passive poise in the game makes it's important. Let's just put it that way. I feel like having passive poise is almost going to be a requirement, especially if you're planning to do PvP. Yeah, and having it tied to endurance instead of strength. See, strength weapons take a lot of stamina generally when you use them or when you swing them. So you're going to be leveling endurance anyway. So I think for strength builds, it really doesn't matter that it's been put on endurance. But it still gives dex builds a little bit of equip load as they level their endurance. Because most of the time dex build users, they don't power level endurance nearly as much as strength builds do. I mean, I'm sure some people do. I'm not saying no one does, but I don't know. I can see your point. All I can do is hope and pray that that doesn't happen, or that the fast rolling Havel situation doesn't become an issue. Probably gonna eat these words in 9 days, but we'll see. We shall see. Anyway, back to what we were talking about, the starting classes. You know, Vagabond, apparently, according to what some people were saying, starts with a halberd and a longsword and shield. And the shield will have 100% physical block on it. So, having Vagabond as a starting class for new players is going to be an excellent option. I'm really glad they finally made a solid starting class that has more than one melee weapon option, because it teaches new players the importance of weapon swapping, or at least it has the potential to teach new players the importance of weapon swapping, I should say. Just having that other option there for them to use. Not only that, but you can never go wrong with more weapons. And halberd's always been like a staple go-to for a lot of players, especially back in the day. Like Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2 especially. Halberds were like everyone's favorite. I never got into halberds too much myself. Don't really care for the moveset. That and clinking off of every single wall that's around me is fucking annoying. But I do think it's a good option. Solid looking armor as well. We know that there's some kind of armor cosmetic thing you can get that will allow you to change certain armors. And we've already seen this once with the Vagabond's armor. You can actually take that white kind of hooded cape off the character, and it looks so much cooler without it. So, oh man, that's going to be just a sick starting class just because of the way the armor looks, in my opinion. Hello, welcome to chat. If you have any questions about Elden Ring, pop them in the chat and we're going to discuss them. Hit me up in the chat. There's 6 viewers in here. What you guys doing? This chat is not moving. Talk in the chat. Talk in the chat. Let's go. Come on. What are you doing? You didn't come here to listen to me talk. Surely. Let's have a conversation. 9 days away. I'm sure somebody is hyped as hell and wanting to talk about it. 9 days. That's no time at all, boys. No time. We're gonna blink and 9 days will be gone. You know, we heard, apparently it was an interview, I believe, with Miyazaki. And he said that there's no PvP covenants. I don't know how I feel about that. I have conflicted thoughts on that. I like the idea of not having PvP covenants because if the community goes dead, or, you know, like no one's there to be, like, there's no hosts, for example, to join in if you're a Blue Sentinel, so that you can get those tongues or whatever for Yorshka in Dark Souls 3. You don't have to worry about that not being possible because it's not tied to PvP anymore. It'd be tied to PvE instead. So I get it, but I also love the Aldrich Covenant, the PvP Covenant, and the Crucifixion Woods Covenant. What's that one called? The Farron Watchdogs? Because it keeps the game alive and active in those areas, and I feel like they need more of those. So, do you think Elden Ring will get the best game of the year? Okay, so I heard a rumor that Elden Ring will be coming out, and then apparently the new God of War comes out this year, and people love God of War. I prefer Elden Ring over God of War myself, no matter how good God of War is, because I feel like Elden Ring is going to be the next fucking Skyrim. But it also depends on whether or not Zelda Breath of the Wild comes out this year, because, whoo, man, everyone loves them some Breath of the Wild, so it's going to be a tough choice. If I was going to vote, I'm telling you right now, it's probably going to be for Elden Ring, no matter how good Breath of the Wild is. And I fucking love Zelda. Like, hell, look at my username. Like, I'm probably going to say Elden Ring. There's a high, very high probability that Elden Ring will win Game of the Year. But it's only February. So, it's only February. There could be a ton of games come out, and who knows, one could surprise us. Do I think anything that we don't already know about could come out and beat Elden Ring? Probably not. But you never know. Never know. So apparently, they have decided to give you the Blue Sentinels and the Way of the Blue Covenant in Elden Ring pretty early. I think it's like, you get it as soon as you enter the second area. I can't remember what it's called. It's like Liurnia, or Liurnia, something like that. Don't know how you pronounce it, but apparently you'll get it as you enter that zone. Which, I'm so happy about, because, I think Blue Sentinels and Way of the Blue is going to keep this game so interesting in the early hours of launch, because everyone's going to be equipping that shit or using it. They're not going to know what the hell it does, and it's going to be a clusterfuck of PvP encounters, and it is going to be so much fun. Invading the first day the game comes out is going to be so fun, because you don't know what to expect. You don't know what you're going to experience. Other people don't know what to expect. They don't know shit. Imagine how many new people are coming into this game and don't have a single clue what Dark Souls is. They just heard all the hype about Elden Ring, and so they're just now coming in. And you're going to get to go into their world with their little friends that they have no idea what's going on, and you're going to get to be the biggest nuisance they have ever encountered in gaming. Like, the potential fun factor for being an invader day one is going to be unreal. And I know there's an argument, well, invaders need to be able to win. Invaders are nerfed, or invaders need more Estus, blah, blah, blah. The invaders are not supposed to win. They're just supposed to come into the host's world and be a pain in the ass. Like, people look at invasions wrong. And, I just can't wait to go into someone else's world and be a pain in the ass. I don't necessarily need to win the invasion, but my God, I'm gonna make you try. I'm gonna make you work for it. I cannot wait. You're gonna have to struggle to get me dead and out of your world, especially with that new item they added. I can't remember what it's called. It's like the Bloody Finger or something like that. You get 10 of them per invasion. It allows you to teleport away from the host and regroup or recoup, heal yourself, do what you gotta do. And I cannot wait. Ultra Noob says, hello Zelda, a Goku fan? Goku fan? Are you calling me a Goku fan? I do like me some Dragon Ball. I do like me some Dragon Ball. How's it going? If y'all got any questions, you want to discuss something about Elden Ring, throw them down in the chat and we'll talk. We got 9 days. I'm hype, you're hype. Let's have a discussion. I want to know what kind of builds you guys are doing. I want to know what is y'all's first build gonna be in Elden Ring? That was a joke. Okay, I got you. Hey, I do like me some Goku, though. I'm a Vegeta fanboy, but don't tell nobody. We got a few viewers, but everybody's being a little quiet. It's okay. You don't have to be nervous. We ain't gonna judge you. We're just here to have a civil conversation. You could put Dex builds are gay, and I'd be totally fine with that opinion. I'm gonna counteract it, but I mean, you're free to your opinion. Spout it. Let's go. Let's talk. Just 9 days. Hell yeah, just 9 days. We are close. We are so close. Technically, depending on where you live, you're probably close to 8 days right now. Very close. What do you guys think about Faith? They have tied Pyromancy into Faith. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, don't get me wrong, everyone's always laughed and joked and said, oh, Faith is garbage, Faith sucks, you know, it's like the meme. But, oh, okay, here we go. Ultra Noob said, I really enjoyed Faith build on the Elden Ring network test. That crow shit was on another level. Dude, the Faith builds this time around, like I was just about to say, Faith builds have always had the, they've always been the meme caster in the series. Everyone's always like, oh, you're a Faith build? That's so trash. You must be a casual. Like, Faith builds are garbage. Faith builds suck. You know, but this time around, I feel like Faith builds are coming back with a vengeance. They're coming back with a fiery, hot vengeance, being tied to Pyromancy's miracles, healing spells, you know. Like, they've got the new holy magic as well. Like, Faith builds are going to be busted. I'm really, really hoping that intelligence builds have some crazy shit hidden away, because Faith is going to whoop ass in this game. The heal miracle in the fucking network test was broken. That shit was so fucking powerful. Like, I don't know if any of y'all played with miracles or not in the network test, but dude, heal was broken. And you didn't have to have any Faith stat, really, to make it broken. Like, you could have the bare minimum to cast heal, and it would heal basically your entire health bar. Like, maybe not fully, but a lot of it. Frostburnt said every magic associated build in this game will be crazy. I fucking agree. 100%. Faith on Dark Souls 2 is really underrated. The Wrath of the Gods one-shots everything. Yeah, Wrath of the Gods and Emit Force in Dark Souls 2 are very good. Frostburnt said, Catal himself said they really expect players to do hybridized builds more than ever before, and for good reason. Yeah, I agree. I can only imagine someone who specializes in Faith and Intelligence on their first build, and they just go pure Faith, pure Intelligence, and pure Mind, and you don't know what the hell they're gonna cast. They could fucking rain gravity meteors on you and then shoot you with a fucking dragon fire breath, and then shoot you with a crystal soul nipple magic, and then like heal themselves, or like fucking like who knows what they're gonna do. Like, it's crazy. And I don't know if you guys have kept up with like some of the leaked spells and stuff, but man, it looks so good. Oh, I hope those are real, because they look fucking crazy. But they didn't show anything about Pyromancy. Pyromancy in Elden Ring is Faith. There were Pyromancies in the network test, Ultra Noob. They had Combustion. What else did they have? They had the Dragon Fire Breath spell. Trying to think what else was in there. They had that one fire spell where you like snapped your fingers. Ah, shit, what was it called? I'm brain farting right now. But no, pyromancies are in the game, my dude. 100% they're in the game. That's why I'm saying faith builds this time around are going to be so good. They have access to holy, lightning, and fire damage. Like, no matter what you encounter, something is going to be weak to one of those three. Like, guaranteed. I sincerely doubt there's an enemy in the game that's going to be resilient to all three of those. But the PvP on Elden Ring was not good, really. Oh, you didn't like it? You didn't like it? I didn't really mess around with PvP, so I can't really speak for that. But it definitely looks different. I can say that if you're one of those people who love Dark Souls 3 PvP, you're going to probably hate Elden Ring's PvP because it is very different. The incantation you're trying to recall was called O Flame. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. O Flame. I love spell charging as well. That's another thing people haven't really talked too much about, is being able to charge your spell. I think charging up your spell is a very good idea. That will make casters not more viable necessarily, but it'll give them something to like mix things up with. Because, you know, in melee you could do all kinds of different attacks or whatever, and the other person you're fighting doesn't really know what you're going to do because you have so many options at your disposal. But with casters, you just stand there, you cast, and they react to it. Like, it's really easy. So being able to charge the spell to not only throw off people's timings to roll, but being able to get enhanced effects as well, I think is very cool. Very, very cool. I just hope it I hope it's worth it. Like, I hope charging spells doesn't become one of those niche things that's like not super good. I don't know though. Well, we will have to see. I do like the idea of it though. Do you guys think that wolf man in the trailer that they showed howling, and then the one I have on the screenshots here that I'm showing in the background, do you think that wolf man is a player character that's just turned into a wolf, like the Dragon Covenant? Or is that just like an NPC enemy or something? Because I've heard a lot of talking about that, and the more I look at it, the more I think that actually may be a player character who's like transformed themselves into a wolf man, which, oh, that would be so cool. I think I'd get I'd be more down with that than turning into a dragon, especially since Dark Souls 3, the dragon looks so stupid. I couldn't transform into the dragon just because I thought it looked so dumb. Spell charging seems like it is always worth doing if you can, considering the FP cost is still the same and it does more damage. Yeah, see, exactly. The Wolfman is actually an NPC. Do we know that for a fact? Has that actually been confirmed? Ben Perry said Elden Ring will be fire, though. Hell yeah, it'll be fire. Yeah, I didn't know the Wolfman was an NPC. I didn't know they confirmed that. He is known as Blade? Or is that Bladee? How do you say that? Blade. I could see his name being Blade. That's edgy as fuck. Yeah, Ben, we are also hyped, my dude. How's it going? How's it going? If you got any questions or want to discuss something about Elden Ring, you guys just type it down in the chat here. We'll talk about it. Like I said, I don't have any topics, so we're just kind of shooting the shit. Talking about whatever you guys bring up. You know, and I believe it was Vati's video. He said something about a buff that comes down as like a weather effect, where like the Erd tree will start to shed its leaves or whatever. Like it's wilting or something, but it buffs the player. I think that is fucking cool as hell, and I cannot wait to see what other kind of weather effects they have. But I could also see From Software, and especially Miyazaki, doing some shit like making acid rain or something just cancerous as fuck that like either breaks your armor or poisons you or like some kind of shit like that. I think the weather effects are gonna be cool as hell though, especially if the rain legitimately makes enemies wet so that they take more lightning damage. I think that would be dope. Ben Perry, what the fuck are you talking about? Roblox. Are you 12? I suck at wind bombs, by the way. Well, thank you. Thank you. That happens to be my best video on YouTube. Oh, you're 15? Well, that explains a lot. So, starting classes. What have we not talked about yet? What do you guys think about playing Deprived? I've played Deprived a few times. And I don't know. I feel like it's good, but God, starting that out as your first character is going to be terrible. It's going to be fucking awful. Ben, I can do whatever I want. So, if you got a problem, you can be more than happy to leave the chat. I can talk to as few people or as many people as I fucking want to, my guy. You can either join the conversation or I can mute you and we can move on with our day. Well, you're 15 and still playing Roblox. What does that say about you? Anyway, yeah, I do feel like starting as Deprived would be fun because you're going to have literally nothing but the club, so every single thing you find or discover is going to be incredibly rewarding. At the same time, though, it will make your starting out of the game incredibly difficult. Not only that, but you're going to have a few dump stats that you wouldn't need on your build that are level 10. Because every stat starts at level 10, so like if you started a let's say faith build, you're gonna have 10 intelligence that you wouldn't necessarily need. So starting as something like the Confessor or the Prophet that has a very low stat requirement for intelligence would be probably better. Do you think the weapon buff glitch on Dark Souls 3 still works? Ultra Noob. Oh man, thank you for bringing that up, actually. They found in the network test that the Estus cancel still works. The bow glitch doesn't work, but that's because the weapon art on the bow wasn't the same. So as long as they don't have that weapon art in the game, I think we're good. But what other glitches are still in the game? We know that Estus Cancel's still in. There was another one or two. Weapon art swapping. Yeah, weapon art swapping was in the game. Moveset swapping was in the game. What else is there? Rune duplication was in the game. Item duplication was in the game. So, like, oh, I really hope they, like, because people made videos about the glitches. They made tons of videos about the glitches. I'm just hoping From Software saw those, especially the Estus Cancel glitch, and I hope they patch every single one of them out of the game. I don't foresee them doing that. That's actually going to be one of the first things I try when I get my hands on the actual full game, is to try the Estus Cancel, because, oh, that makes PvP not unfair, but it definitely gives players who know how to do it a massive edge over everyone else. and it makes casual players less likely to get invested into the PvP, in my opinion. But, oh, I hope not. Let's see. Frostburnt said, dude, I cannot wait for this game and to go back to the magic in this game and how crazy it will be. There are over 20 fundamentally different types of magic in this game. I know. I think it was the Bloody Briars, is that what it was called? The spell in, the network test, it was like a blood spell. It was a sorcery, but in the item description of the spell, it said it's scaled with faith, even though it was a sorcery. So I think that certain spells, like it'll be individual spells maybe, or maybe spell types will scale with both intelligence and faith. Kind of like Dark and Pyromancy did in Dark Souls 3. But man, having blood spells is going to be super dope. Like, I really hope they go crazy with that, and it's not just like one-off random-ass spell, and there's actually like more to those, because we know there's blood weapon arts as well, or what are they called? I keep calling them weapon arts. They're called Ashes of War. I need to start using that terminology. There's blood Ashes of War, so like, who knows? When you say types, you mean fully fleshed out lineages? Oh yeah, you're talking about like how there are certain spells that when you cast them, there's like a sigil that comes up as you cast the spell that tells you that that spell is from this school of magic or like this place or whatever. Well, yeah, like you said, this lineage of spell comes from these people or this academy or whatever. Yeah, I think that's really cool. It gives spells a kind of uniqueness. Although, I don't think they'll have any effect on gameplay whatsoever. Although, I want to say there was someone who said something about, like, if you use more than one spell of the same lineage, it gives all of those spells, like, a slight buff, but I could be remembering that wrong. LOL Rarded? Is that how you say your name? Sorry if I butchered that. I was watching a little bit back in your stream. I agree, equip load should be paired with endurance. It's true that Dex gives you increased passive bonuses like casting speed, but increase equip load. Yeah. Oh, increased equip load is a lot. Yeah, I do feel like that would make strength one of the most important stats, and no matter what kind of build you did, you're always going to want to level strength because of that. So putting it on endurance makes it feel like not so much of a wasted stat, because not only are you getting the equip load, but you're also getting the stamina as well. So I agree. Like I said earlier, though, I don't know if you listened to that part or not, I don't really care which stat it's tied to. I just thought it was interesting that people were saying that they changed it. So it won't really matter to me either way, though. Equip load is vital for playthroughs. Makes more sense on endurance. I think so, too. I made the argument earlier in defense of strength builds, though, that strength weapons are generally heavier. Or they take... Oh, sorry, I got something in my eye. Strength builds are heavier, generally, because the weapons are big, chunky weapons. So I kind of get why FromSoft might have done that originally. But, oh, I do think it would have made strength too important. So. Let's see. Oh yeah, Dex gives you passive bonuses like casting speed and reduced fall damage, actually. I didn't know if you knew that or not. Having a higher Dex reduces your fall damage. It's not a lot, but, I mean, hey, it's there. It's funny because they do matter. Miyazaki has talked about how if you use a specific catalyst tied to the lineage of spell you are casting, then it makes those spells stronger. That's what I heard. Yep, that's exactly what I heard. So yeah, that's actually really fucking cool. Yeah, we don't want Dark Souls 1 PvP again. Yeah, no we don't. No, never again. Into the RPG elements this time around. Oh, they're really leaning into the RPG elements this time around. Yeah, for sure. And they said that this time around, people will probably roleplay a lot more than they have in the past, just because of the way they have things set up, including covenants. So I'm very curious to see what the covenants are like and what they do. Backstabs don't exist in this game, lol. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, how broken they are. I do think they should work better than they do, but I'm also I'm not opposed to them staying the way they are, if I'm just being honest. Playing with backstabs over high latency, someone who is very latent or has a packet lossy internet connection, they get free backstabs all the fucking time in PvP. And yes, you can learn to avoid and play against people who have internet like that, or high latency with you in particular, but I don't feel like you should have to. And keeping the backstabs the way they are alleviates some of that pressure of having to learn how to play against someone who's got a bad connection to you. So I think Elden Ring will onboard a lot of new players. Oh yeah, 100%. I think this will be the first Souls game to really reach the level of Skyrim in terms of its popularity. Maybe not that popular, because Skyrim is, good God, fucking everybody knows what Skyrim is, but me neither. Parry to get good in PvP if you want to crit damage. Yeah, see, parrying is a risk-reward mechanic that really rewards the risk, so I agree. I think more people should do that. Your keyboard wrote backstep as backstop. Frostburnt said, by the way, y'all, I wouldn't use the CNT as a representation of the full game. A lot of the problems in the CNT are not a problem in the current version of Elden Ring. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, as long as they went in and they saw all the people's complaints about glitches and bugs and shit like that and things that just needed to be changed, like, I'm totally good with that. I'm fine. Like, hell yeah, fix everything. Fix it all. Make this game perfect before it comes out. FromSoft are so in tune with the community. They know what we want and what needs to be fixed. Yeah, they are pretty good about fixing things. Hell, look at Dark Souls 3's PvP. They were doing weekly, sometimes, patches for fucking PvP weapons and shit if they needed to. So, I mean, they definitely listen to the community, that's for sure. No one can argue anything otherwise. You think this will be massive like when Dark Souls 1 dropped in 2011? Was Dark Souls 1 dropping massive? I don't remember that. Like, I never heard really anything about Dark Souls. I heard a few things, like, right when it came out, that people were saying it was the hardest game they've ever fucking played, and that's all I really remember hearing about it. This game, they're literally talking about it at UFC fights. Like, I don't know if y'all saw that. Fucking Zio talked about it the other day. I think it was yesterday, actually. It got really big later. I mean, hell yeah, dude. Look at where we are now. Best From Software game? Oh, Ultra Noob. That's a hard choice. That's a really hard choice. I don't think I can give... I don't think I can just pick one. Like, I really don't think I can pick one. See, exactly. Rarded has it on point right there. That's exactly how I feel. He says, I would say Dark Souls 3 is the most refined, but Dark Souls 1 is just so immersive. And see, that's why I can't really give it to one. They all do things so well that the others don't. It's like they all have their special features. According to industry insider Omnipotent, the CNT build was over a year old when it was opened up to us. Oh, really? Damn. That doesn't seem to make sense. Give us a year-old build of the game to play? That's crazy. It's hard to choose, though. They all are really good. Dark Souls 2 PvP is god tier. Oh, I don't know if I can agree with that. It was very laggy. Dark Souls 2 PvP for me was always a laggy mess. Dark Souls 2 is also very fun. It gets too much hate. I agree with that, for sure. Dark Souls 2 was actually the first Souls game I ever played. And Dark Souls 2 is what got me into this series. Like, if I hadn't played Dark Souls 2 first, then maybe I would feel a little bit of disdain towards it. But like, dude, Dark Souls 2 was amazing. All the different biomes and levels they had, some of the special mechanics that they did, like No Man's Wharf with all the torch sconces and like the little torch hollow guy that follows you around, how they have all the hidden secrets in Dark Souls 2 behind the illusory walls and just weird ass shit. Like, there's Dark Souls 2 to me is Dark Souls 1 turned into Kingsfield, but still Dark Souls. Like, it's so fucking good, but like, it's not a very good successor to Dark Souls 1, I guess. But even that's being too harsh. I don't know. I love it though. Fuck people who hate Dark Souls 2. If you're a Dark Souls 2 hater, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. I love you all. It's okay. You can hate Dark Souls 2 if you like, but I don't. I love it. Dark Souls 2, that chicken leg hammer that needs 70 strength. The smelter hammer. Running attack is like a cheat. Frostbird said, that's why I'm so glad they're taking so many of the amazing ideas from Dark Souls 2 and putting them forward in Elden Ring. Yes, fucking power stancing is back, baby. Dranglite Castle is such a sick level. I agree. Dranglite Castle was, especially the very first time ever going there, the aesthetic of that front door is just like totally different from the rest of the game. And it feels like, holy shit, we're going into some crazy place right now. And then you get there and it's like empty. Truly the culmination of all their games. Absolutely. Power stancing is going to be so much fun. Hell yeah, it is. Like, I hope it's a little bit more intricate than what we first saw of it. Because I want to power stance some truly weird weapons and get some very unique movesets out of them. Like, I hope it's not like Dark Souls 2 where if you put these two greatswords together, it swings like this. But if you swap one of those greatswords out for a different greatsword, it still swings the exact same, even though the greatsword you switch to is vastly different. Like, I hope it's not like that. I hope there's actually somewhat of a variety to it, depending on the weapons that you use. I doubt it'll be that way, but I can hope, you know? What else are they pulling from Dark Souls 2? Extra heals, I guess? It won't be life gems, but like we know that there's new items that you can craft and stuff that will heal you, so I guess you could say they took that from Dark Souls 2 a little bit. On the weapon buff glitch, when you backstep, what button you should use, I mean, exactly after you backstep? Like, how do you do it? I think you backstep, and if you're on PlayStation, you hold down the L2 and walk forward at the same time. And then if you're on the Xbox, you hold the left trigger and walk forward at the same time after you backstep. Like, you have to start pressing the trigger and the joystick at the exact same time after you backstep, though. Like, during the backstep animation. Not after it, but during it. Well, boys, anything else? Anything else you want to chat about? I'm trying to think right now of anything Elden Ring is doing differently this time. I do feel like the open world setting, the open world nature of the game is going to be so freeing. Like, when I first saw the network test, I was like, okay, I'm going straight to Stormvale. I'm going straight there. I don't give a fuck about everything else. I'm going straight to the fucking castle, just like Breath of the Wild. I was like, I'm going there. But after actually seeing the full game and experiencing what all there is to offer in these like little caves and delves and shit, man, fuck the castle. I'm not going to the castle for hours. I'm going to be exploring every nook, every cranny, every hole, every ditch, fucking every wall, every rock, every ruin. I'm going damn everywhere. There will be no stone unturned by the time I go to the castle. Like, I will make sure I don't miss a single fucking thing before I go to the castle. And I know people have said that you can skip the castle if you really want to. You can completely ignore the castle and go wherever you want, like to the next zone or whatever, Liurnia or whatever it's called. But like, I don't feel like I'm gonna want to do that. I may end up doing that, but I don't know. I kind of want to do it, like complete the map as I go, kind of like a traditional open world game. Like I want to make sure I explore everything before moving on to the next section, doing everything there is to do. But I don't know. What do you guys think about the open world nature? I feel like it's going to absolutely just flip Dark Souls on its head, being open world. It's going to feel very Dragon's Dogma-ish, except with better combat. No offense to Dragon's Dogma, but I just feel like the Dark Souls combat is Dragon's Dogma combat, but simplified. Frostburnt says, the freedom that FromSoft has graced us with in this game is truly unparalleled. Yeah, well, for the Soul series, absolutely, I agree with that completely. Maybe not unparalleled to, say, like Breath of the Wild or something of that nature, because in that game you literally can go straight to the end game if you want to. We know there are going to be some roadblocks in Elden Ring. Elden Ring's map is going to probably be... Oh, fuck, I can't English. Elden Ring map are going to be probably 3 or 4 times bigger than Red Dead, because on 6 gigabytes the map was so big, and in 40 gigabytes it's going to be very fucking big. I mean, from what I heard, it's going to be 6 times bigger than what the map we've seen so far is, and we've seen the entire zone of Liurnia and Limgrave, except for Western Limgrave. So if it's 6 times the size of what we've seen, it's gonna be fucking huge. And then there's also an underground cave system that goes under the entire map. Just think of how much content that is. It's fucking huge. From is going to redefine yet another genre of gaming. Dude, they redefine everything they touch. Let's be real. They're so good at what they do. I think open world plus Dark Souls will be game of the decade, in my opinion. I'm so hyped to sink my teeth into this game. So much replayability. Oh, absolutely. I hope the open world nature of the game doesn't ruin the replayability. But I think with the way that building characters works in this game, and the way the cooperative and like just the PvE in general works in these games, it's going to be so fun to replay, no matter what build you're doing or what you have planned. Like it's just going to be enjoyable, and the fact that you can just pick a direction and go, or just load up a new character and have no goal whatsoever and just say, I think I'm going to go over there, and just going and doing it. I think that's fucking amazing. Hello, Con. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. There is base building, question mark? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure there is no base building. Then again, we could be surprised. Maybe there's some kind of little encampment or something you can help put together. Who knows? I mean, we don't know yet, but as of right now, I'd say probably not. Probably not. This game will shatter the industry and will shatter everyone's expectations of what a game can and should be. I agree. I feel like Elden Ring will show people what gaming truly should be about. It's not about the microtransactions. It's not about the clout. It's not about the money. It's not about taking your money. It's about making a game that's fun, entertaining, keeps your interest, and feels rewarding to play. The new renaissance of gaming, 100%. Dude, I hope you're right, man. I hope you're fucking right. My favorite weapon on Elden Ring was the lightning katana when you kill the giant boss it gives you. Yeah, apparently that boss drops his club now when you kill him, not the katana. But the new that new lightning does frostbite build up as well, and we know that there's going to be blue lightning spells. So having frost spells come back, they might actually be their own like unique archetype of magic now. We're gonna have pyromancies. Hell, we might even have some fucking cryomancies now, guys. Like, just think about that for a second. That shit's fucking nuts. Blue lightning that does ice. Although, since it is lightning, I wonder if it's tied to faith. Man, faith is going to be so broken. God. I'm doing an intelligence build. I've already decided. But man, doing a faith build as my second playthrough sounds like a damn good idea. You like how they've merged sorcery and faith into two major archetypes of magic? What exactly do you mean by that? Like you saying instead of having pyromancies, dark sorceries, sorcery, and faith miracles, you like how there's just the two now? Miracles and incantations. I mean, fuck. Sorceries and incantations instead of having all the four? They said Elden Ring is going to be easy. No. See, that's a misunderstanding. They never said the game's going to be easy. They said the game will feel easier because of the range of options you have. The game isn't going to be inherently easier. It's just going to be set up in a way where there's so many different options that you have at your disposal that things might seem easier because you've never had the ability to use those things. I.e. more options equals more power leveling for noobs. I mean, sure, if that's how you need to look at it, absolutely. Not only that, you're going to have spirit summons. So if you're playing solo and you get stuck on a boss, you don't need to find someone to play with you anymore. You can just be like, all right, bitch, if that's how it's going to be, I summon you, blue eyes, white dragon. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just have fucking someone bust up in there and help you out for a little bit. Like, that's what they mean by making it easier. It's not easier, just more options. Cool Brando, welcome to the chat. Hello. You can't wait? Dude, we can't wait either. We cannot wait either. That timer up there couldn't tick fast enough. Statue of America. Yeah, Statues of America will make the grindiness of dying a lot easier to withstand, I feel like. A lot of the problems people had with dying over and over and over again in the past games is the fact that they had to run back to where they died every single time they died. And the Statues of America are going to make it to where it doesn't feel as bad when you die. You're like, okay, I'm right here. I just walk over there, grab my souls, and we're going to try this again. Yeah, for sure. Divert aggro. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what the spirit summons are designed to do, which is going to make casters. That's going to make casters' day right there. Just being able to summon like 4 fucking dudes to draw aggro while you sit in the back and shoot the hell out of the boss. Like, people are going to love that. Yeah, for sure. Gets rid of the tedium. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Neo is a cheap copy? I wouldn't say that. Neo did enough stuff unique on its own that it's not a copy. Yeah, I mean, come on. You gotta be real. Like, it wasn't like straight Dark Souls copied like Lords of the Fallen was. It did enough stuff that was unique enough on its own to stand as its own game. Is it as good as Dark Souls? Hell no. But I mean, come on, give them credit where credit's due. It wasn't a straight copy. You're still deciding to what system to get it for. I bought it for Steam and Xbox, but you know, I don't know which one I'll play first. I think I'll probably be playing the Xbox version first because I'll be able to play it early. On the Xbox, you can change your system's location data, so you can actually play the game 6 to 8 hours early, depending on where you set your location data to. So I might be changing my location to Japan, so I can play it a little bit early. But, I don't know yet. We shall see. Frostburnt said, I'd love to be able to chat with you in depth about Elden Ring more in the future, brother. Was fun chatting. I do have to go here soon. I'll drop my disc. Hope to hear from you soon, my dude. Stay frosty. All right, my dude. Well, it was good to see you. It's good to chat. Make sure you subscribe and turn your bell notifications on. That way, next time we hit one of these up, you can jump back in. Wish I could get uncapped 60 FPS. Wish I could use my 144 hertz monitor on this game. Oh, yeah, no kidding. Might do the Xbox now that you mention it. Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. Just change your location after you download the game. Change your location to Japan. Don't change your language because you won't be able to read anything, but change your location to Japan. And you should be able to play it 8 hours early. As soon as it's midnight in Japan, boot up your Xbox, boot the game up, and you're good to go. The 24th, I will be streaming the entire first playthrough of Elden Ring. Hopefully, if the playing it early actually goes through correctly like it does with most other games. But, yeah, we're going to be streaming that bitch. I'm probably not going to sleep for the next 3 days after that. Well, boys, what else you want to talk about? Anything else anybody wants to bring up in the chat? We've had a pretty good discussion about a ton of different things today. Anything else? Actually, y'all go ahead and type some questions in chat, and I'm going to grab me something to drink real quick, and I'll be right back. Oh, well, okay, I'm back. No questions? No questions? All right, well, then I'm going to go back to rambling. What was I rambling about before? Damn, I don't even remember. We got on such a good discussion there. I forgot what we were even talking about originally. Oh, yeah. I was talking about the Deprived Class. I feel like starting as the Deprived Class will be the most rewarding class to start as. Because, like I said earlier, every single thing you find will be somewhat useful to your character. And you can build your character from the ground up, from nothing into something. And everything you find, no matter what armor it is, no matter what weapon it is, it's going to be better than what you start with. So, finding stuff will just feel naturally more good than if you started as something else. In my opinion. But, that also means that you're going to have some stats here and there that are going to be extra, because every stat you start with is 10. So, like I was saying earlier, if you choose, like, to go pure intelligence, that means you're going to have 10 faith instead of, like, 6 if you had chosen, like, the astrologer class. So that's kind of wasted points here and there. But it does give you a good, solid, level playing field for all of your stats. You can build yourself exactly where you want. And, what the hell did I just say? Ultra Noob says, when people found that pendant do nothing, they go to Super Saiyan Forum. I think what you're trying to say is when people found out the pendant in Dark Souls 1 didn't do anything, they got super pissed off and was like upset because they had been trying to figure out what the hell that pendant did for like months. So yeah, you're probably right. What starting class are you guys gonna pick? What starting class are you going to pick? Faith build? Intelligence build? You gonna be melee focused? What are you guys doing? I'm going pure intelligence, baby. You will not be able to beat the power of the intelligence build. Faith was good. Faith was good. You know, they did say in an interview, I want to say it was 2 days ago, or maybe 3 days ago, that they're nerfing a lot of the spells that people considered overpowered. That includes the Dragon Breath spell. That includes the Beast Claw spell on the Faith Prophet guy. What was the other example they gave? Shit, there was one more. I can't remember. Damn, I don't remember. But anyway, they're going to be balancing spells. So, if you think that Beast Claw spell is going to be anywhere near as busted as it was in the network test, probably think again, because I just don't see it being as powerful as it was. Why do people underestimate Faith? I mean, let's be real. In the past games, it wasn't the greatest. Like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good, especially for PvP. And a lot of people who hate Faith builds are people who do a lot of PvP. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Faith in the PvE is fine. Hell, it's pretty damn good, but always intelligence has usually been better. Just for damage dealing, anyway. Like, Faith has a lot more utility than intelligence builds, but it usually lacks in dealing pure damage. Wow. I didn't realize we had been, let's see here. Hold on, guys. Oh, nice. Okay. Give me a second. I gotta pull chat back up here. There we go. Okay. Anyway. Oh, hello. Got another chat here. The reason why Beast Claw was so strong was because the Prophet started with the Clawmark Seal, which strengthens beastly incantations. Something a lot of folks weren't aware of. Well, yeah, that and the fact that it was really good and cost 0 FP to cast, that probably had a lot to do with it as well. Like, it cost so little for how good it was. You could spam that motherfucker. But the Clawmark Seal boosting beastly incantations. That's interesting. That means there's going to be more beastly incantations. I mean, we already know there's one that's going to be a dragon tail that you can summon as your spell, and you turn around and whip somebody with the tail of a dragon. Like, that shit looked fucking dope. So, I'm very curious what else they got up their sleeve. Man, From Software is fucking crazy. Like, after what they did to me in Bloodborne, I don't trust the motherfuckers anymore. You think the game's one way, then you play it, and they go, surprise, motherfucker, and they drop some crazy ass shit on you, and you don't know what the hell's going on anymore, but it's so good. It's just so fucking good. I'm diehard PvP fan, and Faith was better. I think Int was good too. I know that Endurance gave lightning defense, but the spell was very good for PvP. I know it's crazy, but I think Faith was best. Best on PvP. Oh, I see. See, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not bad. It's usable, and especially someone who's like a hyper armor monster. Go in there with a poise casted lightning spear, stick it down their throat, boom, they're dead. Like, yeah, 100%. But would I say it's better? I don't know. They're pretty close. The FP tuning is mostly what they mean when they are adjusting certain spells. Yeah, I could see that. I do think there was a few spells in the network test that needed a little bit of FP adjustment. Heal, especially. The Healing Miracle was so powerful, but it for how powerful it was pretty cheap on the FP costs, so whew, I hope they changed that. Although I guess maybe not though, because having that as an invader for invasions would be pretty handy. So, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think Healing Miracles are going to be a fucking problem, but we shall see. Alright guys, well, we have 9 days 8 hours until Elden Ring launches. I appreciate all of y'all coming out here, discussing some shit with me, and just having a good time. But I think we're going to call this stream right here. It's been fun. I'm hyped. I hope you guys are hyped. And, man, I don't know what else to say other than thank you guys for coming out here. Give the video a thumbs up for me. Helps me out. And I will see you guys in the lands between. Peace out. Be good.